Hey guys, my name is Loveless and we are back with this. Okay, let's go into it. What's the...
I took too much. I'm so sorry.
Rest now. There's no need to do anything more today.
Yeah, she just came back from school. I just remembered everything. The boy suddenly rushed over to help me lay back down as my vision was painted in white polka dots. I need to sleep badly. Instantly, I closed my eyes and let the darkness consume me. After what seemed like hours, I finally woke up, was slightly refreshed. My body knew that if I slept any longer, it would be all night, which was not part of the plan of the day. I rubbed my eyes and sat up, letting the soft groan escape my lips. In response, something beside me shuffled and causing me to look over. I didn't know what I was expecting. Besides me, sitting in a chair beside my bed was James, rousing himself up to see me awake. I smiled at him, seeing his slightly ruffled hair and tired eyes.
Oh, you're awake. Good. How do you feel?
So cute. Better. James nodded before he slightly reached over and ran a hand through my hair, examining my face with soft sadness.
I'm sorry this is all happening to you. I really wish there was something I could do to fix all of this.
James, it's not your fault.
No, if we never came, then you'd never be targeted by either Malix or Diana.
I quickly reached over to put a finger on his lips, stopping him from going any further. I don't want to hear anymore. James, it's okay. I want to help you out. I offered to let all stay. Oh, wait, you all. Nothing is your fault. I gently moved my hand and cupped James's cheek, staring at him with concern. I don't want him to hold guilt in his mind for the whole ordeal. Diana was desperate, and she hunted them down, but she would hunt anyone for them. It wasn't his fault she was desperate enough to hunt them down. However, I was curious. So, James, you're a demon prince? James then twirled and strand of my hair in his fingers, staring at it.
Yes, I am. I was.
Was?
I was a demon prince when I lived in the Abyssal Plains. I didn't enjoy a single minute of being the heir. The only moments I truly enjoyed were when I was with my brothers. Thus, I left with them to come here.
What was it like while you were there?
Well, other than consistent studying and training to be a resilient leader and all-around ruthless lord, it was bland. I never truly knew what freedom was until I was excused from my sessions.
James looked at me with a thoughtful look on his face. I stared back, wondering what was going through his mind. He then smiled before taking off his glasses and placing them on me. What? I was surprised, but instead of seeing him, I saw dark gold and purple magic swirling in front of my eyes through the glasses. The vision cleared and I suddenly was back in the demon class, so I looked around, feeling stuck in place. But my eyes instantly landed on a demon version of James. He was sitting on a throne of the main hall, reading a book with an intense expression. It was kind of cute to see, but he read in silence.
You'll wear out your eyes if you read too much.
James looked around up from his book to see a figure materialize in front of him. It was an older woman in a black cloak with aged horns. I could see as she had power through shivers? Okay, whatever.
Sirona, what are you doing here? Shouldn't you be at the Lord gathering with my father?
I should, yes. But I had to stop by and see the Demon Lord's favorite son before I head in.
I am honored. However, I must apologize and return to my reading.
Of course. Wouldn't want to make the Demon Lord angry now, would you?
I could see James's eye twitch a bit at her comment. However, James simply bowed his head and went back to his book in silence. Serona shook her head and let out a chuckle.
What will you do when you become the Demon Lord? It's such a big responsibility.
James looked up once again, confused at the question. Sharona simply smiled and Gabe began walking away.
Think about that.
James and I watched her walk away from us at both the same surprised and confused look. I looked back to James as he pressed his lips together and stared at the floor. Anyone could tell he was lost, unsure on how to even answer that for himself. It's strange to see him in a form of weakness jostle at a simple question that was more than an appearance. It appeared. James closed his eyes. And closed the book on his lap. It was then I noticed the tired circles around his eyes. He's been working himself to the bone and trading and reading. When was the last time he slept? I could feel James in the real world gently sliding the glasses from my face and placing them back on his. It took me a second to recenter my vision, but I looked at James, who smiled at me.
It was then that I decided to find my brothers. Little did I know that they were wanting me to come on a trip that would make me leave my entire realm to be in a new world.
I stared at him in surprise before bringing a gentle hand back onto his cheek, running a thumb softly under his eye. He looks healthier and a lot less tired than I saw him in the vision. Something about that made me real happy. James gently leaned into my hand, closing his eyes and relaxing. He then slightly smiled, trying to joke.
So, how does it feel to hold the affections of an ex-demon prince?
I stared, feeling my cheeks grow red in surprise and embarrassment, but I smiled and giggled slightly, running my thumb back and forth around his cheek gently. I have to say, I'm flattered to think you ran away from that life. James frowned, making me stop moving my thumb as he stared at me.
I can promise you, that was no life to live.
But it was your home.
A home is where you can be yourself, not tied to your duty.
James gently ran his hand along my cheek, gently outlining the edges of my eye and ear with his thumb.
Home is where all I have to do is care about the ones close to me.
Oh, James. James gently leaned in, kissing my forehead. I felt a small shiver run down my spine from his kiss, noting as he sneakily took some of my energy from a little kiss.
No, you need to rest. You're not fully recovered. You might as well rest until dinner is ready.
James smiled and gently pressed me back down to the bed, leaning his forehead to mine. Still a kiss, girl. Out of playful fun, I lifted my head gently kissed James, softly laying a hand onto his cheek, keeping his face closed. James stared in surprise before kissing me back, caressing my cheek, slightly melting into the touch of our lips. There you go. A soft sigh escaped his lips before he slowly pulled away with a smile. He gently licked his lips, making me go red in the face with a simple gesture. He let out a satisfactory hum before nuzzling my forehead.
Rest.
And with that, he stood up and left the room, leaving me with the rest of his request. I smiled to myself before relaxing into the mattress. Fuck! You're fucking kidding me. I instantly tensed up in a major unease. Something wasn't right. I felt it in my core. She must be here. The thought of her in my house infiltrated, infuriated me beyond belief. I had to make sure she was not here. I rolled out of my bed quickly and left my room, wandering the halls, listening closely. She was a demon, but I was listening very intently. There was no way she could be able to sneak up on me. I know you're here. Where are you? I feel myself growl. It wasn't a matter of fear that she had taken away the voice anymore. Her very existence had a little fire of rage in my gut, which only grew each day went by. The feud was getting on my nerves, and I knew that it was not going to end well for one of us. Oh God, I was going to lose it down to that demon bitch.
Diana, what are you doing here?
My heart stopped. Diana was with James. My mind flew in the slow motion, playing fake images of Diana trying to seduce James in my head to further fan that anchor of flames inside of me. Instinctively followed James' voice and approached the study. The doors were open a crack, wide enough to peek through without being noticed. I peeked inside to see James in the bookshelf with Diana in one of the armchairs looking at him.
Silly man, why do you think I'm here?
To be fairly honest, I don't really care.
I'm hurt, wounded, truly. You don't care that I came to this pathetic little world just for you?
I'm sorry, let me make this clear. You are not welcome here, so I suggest leaving.
Is that any way to speak to your fiancé?
Diana wasn't his fiancée anymore. What was she speaking to him as if the engagement was still going on?
Our arrangement was broken when I left the Abyssal Plains. You are no longer my fiancé.
What a stubborn man. Just like your father. Well, you should know. He decreed that should you return home, you'll maintain your status and keep your birthright.
James would be the heir again? Why?
I don't want it.
You don't want it. You'd give up the...
I said I don't want my damned birthright! What birthright? It's imprisonment! A life sentence! Am I not allowed to be selfish for once in my lifetime?
You snapped.
It's your reason for your birth. Do you not realize what you have?
I could feel James' anger immense from the crack of the door, fighting with Diana's attention. Diana and James were both matched, staring at each other down.
I know exactly what I had. It's all behind me. I'm done with that. To hell with my birthright.
To hell with your birthright. You truly think you can decide that? You are the first son of the Demon Lord. You are the heir to the throne, and I am your bride, the next Demon Queen.
Why was Diana so desperate? It irks me to see how desperate she was to get James to return.
Reistrow, you...
Who? All of a sudden, James ran at Diana, pinning her to the floor by the neck. I felt to need to jump in, but I knew James wasn't trying to do anything romantic. He wouldn't. His voice sent shivers down my spine as they continued to speak, a hand at her throat.
And what gives you the right to use my name like that? Only demons of the same blood are permitted to use each other's true names.
Oh.
When our families arranged our marriage, I was given permission to use your name as mine. That's what you are, James. You are my husband. I am your queen. You are my Reistrow. I am your Izamu.
I could hear James growling in anger, like he was wanting to bite Diana's head off like a wolf with a small deer. I felt a small growl quietly to myself as over James put. I'm like choking. James pushed himself off the floor, turned to the opposite side of the room, away from the prone Diana.
I do not belong to you. I belong to her.
Yay.
The human girl? You must be joking. A human like her can't possibly provide you what you need. She is a human. You're a demon.
I felt the urge to storm in and shut her mouth. It would give me my way position, but I was growing extremely tired of Diana. I kind of want to barge in because I've been pretty much like, fuck it, I'm going in. It's kind of defending my man. I'm gonna do it. That's what we're doing with this. I decided to assert and quickly stepped into the room, throwing the door to the study wide open. Diana and James looked at me in surprise as I glared daggers at Diana. Get out.
Well, well, little human. You're awfully nosy in business that doesn't concern you.
I don't care. Get out. I'll say that. Diana looked at me with a small bark of a laugh, crossing her arms and raising her elbow.
So, James, this is the woman you truly wish to be with? I have to say, I'm disappointed. She's truly a pathetic human.
James stepped forward before I could step forward to shut her mouth and place an arm in front of me.
I'm not looking for approval. I will live my life how I please. Now, leave.
Fine, I will. This has been a waste of my time anyway.
A familiar purple pentagram appeared underneath Diana as she gently flipped her hair behind her.
Call me out when you want a real woman who can give you love.
Let's see, and with that, I would say that I don't care, but it's like it doesn't concern me. And it's like, it would, but it's like, don't really matter. It's like, what you out? So either or, she would have said the same thing. I'm pretty sure of that. Let's turn the second to the ground, just bring me to the room, leaving James alone. And finally, let out of air, I was unconsciously holding it. Me too. From the ordeal, James stepped in front of me, gently surprising me.
Are you okay?
I nodded in my head in response, unable to speak, so immediately after being surprised, James let out a sigh, relaxing to the embrace. I gently placed my hands around him, returning the embrace lightly. I wasn't sure what to do. All this was spinning in my head in circles before I decided to simply look up at the man holding me. James smiled back happily in response. James leaned in and kissed me at my forehead. Gently leaned in and kissed my forehead. Okay. Pulled away from the ground.
Come, you need to rest still.
James wrapped around an arm around my shoulder, lowering his arms underneath my knees. Easily leaned into him to lift me up like a blush bride to carry me out the room into my room. James was kind enough to know that my mind was not forced to the issue no matter what. He's too sweet. I don't deserve his kindness. James gently lowered me onto the bed, patting my head with a loving smile. Petting. It beamed of happiness. It beamed in happiness. James kissed my forehead, turning to leave, but I slowly sank into the covers, relaxing, the sound of footsteps echoing before finally I was alone. I rested my head again on the pillows, enjoying the cool they provided as I closed my eyes. There you go. I was ready then. I was ready. Will it be soon? Who knew? All I knew is the moment that I had made a choice I felt was right.
I will not leave here empty-handed.
Fuck! I tried to open my eyes to the sound, but I felt my eyes remain shut. Instantly, I wanted to move, but my body felt frozen. What's Diana doing? I felt my body being lifted from the bed. Oh god, not again! Being kidnapped again! Oh my god. Okay, my voice was roasting as well. I felt Diana moving to angle her face over mine. I wanted to move away, but at the same time I felt like I was just
Well, if I can't return home with the boys, I might as well return home with the power to fight back.
What? What? Diana finally said, what? What? Oh my god, what? Oh my god. Okay, read out loud. Okay, Diana finally, oh my god. You know, nobody kept said finding no muscles, my face literally. Oh my god. What is she doing? I didn't want to enjoy it, but every single nerve in my body was blaring in excitement and pleasure as she kissed me. I felt my energy draining slowly, but forcefully from my body. She was using her magic, to force magic out of my body. It seemed like forever, but finally Diana pulled away from the kiss with an audible lift to her lips. Oh, God. For some reason, I felt her presence. She felt stronger, more powerful at times, as if it was a new Diana. So we lowered to the bed. Diana chuckled at me. I grew even more fearful. What was she gonna do for the boys now? To my surprise, her presence vanished, and I felt at least on and off switch Diana pulled on me. Was this normal? Hell no. She was a major nut job. I relaxed slightly, trying to sleep again. Thankfully, I succeeded. The rest of the story came, What? Oh, there, James carried. To be like a simple fairy tale ending, he didn't step over my boundaries, and I deeply appreciate it. James was faithful to me, living with me, serving like a servant. It's almost funny to think the experience of me becoming a servant to a human girl. The others decided to leave on their own. They knew that my future was needed James by my side, so they decided to start their own lives in the human world. James was heartbroken at first, but understood that their brothers need to do. I felt bad as well, being closer to James than the others, but they assured me that I was okay and they would remain nearby should I need them. I was happy for that. But what of my future? Well, it was kind of made for me before I graduated. James decided to step into the light of the Anderson Toys Company Anderson. With the help of his demon powers. And his later charisma. James went in. He managed to influence not only the entire board, but my father as well, and letting him run the CEO. I was beyond shocked on how James managed to do all that beyond me, but when the vote was called, James took over the company, and I was destined to have. I vowed to respect the wishes of the late CEO, helping the company become an even greater company. For a demon, it's simple to make the company grand. My father would have been proud to see how James did help to shine. Well, so you're helping. So you're still kind of doing the same thing that you were doing for your grandfather, more likely. But instead of grandfather, then it'll be like your boyfriend, kind of. CEO position filled. My father had no choice but to let me decide about my future, which made me happy beyond compare. No longer would I have the future scaring me into a corner. I had to choose my life on my own. That being said, I was still scared where the future is going to take me, what I was going to do. Did I want to help James to build a company? Did I want to venture off on my own? James reassured me that he would support me through whatever I decided to do, promised me that I would come first before the company. He had reigned over it. I was grateful and would never forget that promise. I was happy nothing could shake down that happiness. One morning I woke up took in all that happened as if I was in a dream. The demons, the devils, the magic. It was surreal to believe. It was frightening to think that it could have all been a dream. My fears vanished as I knocked on my bedroom door. Come in. The door opened to reveal James with a small tray for food for me, a vase with a golden rose aside of the plate of pancakes, eggs, bacon decorated my breakfast beautifully.
Good morning.
I smiled. It wasn't a dream. I still had James. I still felt the magic in the air around me. I wasn't alone. James walked into the place the tray on my bed across my leg.
I hope you had a good sleep.
I did. I had a dream about everything that happened to us.
Oh? What do you remember?
Everything, how you met, how you care for me, everything. It almost made me feel like it was all a dream. Jane smiled and going on one knee beside the bed, taking one of my hands in his.
If this was all a dream, may we never wake up.
Jane gently kissed my hand, making my heart flutter slightly. His devotion to me was beyond my imagination. This was a happy ever after. It was my happily ever after. Oh, nice. Gotta end. I'm not too sure if I should actually go with another one, because they're probably gonna have like their own thing and probably knowing more about the other boys. And I think I should just quit it here, I guess. But that was fun. Like all the trauma and stuff. I might just come back to this just for fun. Alright, cool. Okay, well, this is going to be it for this one. I do have the second game to see how well, like, probably on what Diana did and what she took. Because I'm pretty sure with all of these that she actually did take a little bit of her magic with her. I think I'm guessing that she does have a spell on her. So maybe she took that spell or something? I don't know. So, if you want to see the second game, which probably, like, either next week or in a few days or whatever. Maybe next month. I don't know. Depends on my mood in school. Yeah, it sucks. But at least I have like, what, 6 more weeks of school? Of course, I'll be trying hard. Yeah. And then eventually I might be able to get another computer. And I'll be able to play better games. So, yay. Okay, that's enough rambling. If you want to see more, you know what to do.